Are you excited to go to your class on Cinema Verite?
I am excited. Do you know what we're going to be talking about?
No.
We're going to be talking about gay marriage.
Ooh.
We're going to be talking about an article that is by a queer theorist who's anti-gay marriage.
Who?
Michael Warner.
He is anti-gay? Yeah, of course.
He wrote a famous book about it called The Trouble with Normal. Because he thinks that marriage is a normalizing.
It is a normalizing institution. Why even buy into the hype? Actually, that makes perfect sense to me. But on the other hand, everyone strives to be normalized on some level.
Yeah, and actually, he asks the question in the first paragraph, which is nice. He says, is it normal to want to be normal?
When the earth was still flat, and clouds made of fire, and mountains stretched up to the sky, sometimes higher. Folks roamed the earth like big rolling kegs. They had two sets of arms, they had two sets of legs, they had two faces peering out of one giant head, so they could watch all around them as they talked while they read, and they never knew nothing of love. It was before the origin of love. Origin of love. The origin of love. Origin of love.
I think all of us have, I think I feel a connection to everyone in the class. I feel like I've met everyone in this class more so than I've met anyone else in another class. Like I know something personal about everyone in the class.
Sure.
And I'd say that's kind of queer about a class, because usually you go in, you sit down, you take notes, you don't really get to know anybody.
I feel like I really got to know the people in the class more than I would if it was in the other class.
I feel like there was so much openness and community that was built within this course that I grew not only as a writer and as someone who's working a lot within my practice at all times, but also as like a person with getting to build a lot of community with everyone. And I really like that.
Sometimes, like a lot of times in class, I felt like I wanted to start clapping. I don't know, I've never had a class like this.
Like I killed the giants, but Zeus said no, you better let me use my lightning like scissors, like I cut the legs off the whales, dinosaurs and the lizards, and then he grabbed up some bolts, he let out a laugh, said I'll split them right down the middle, gonna cut them right up in half, and the storm clouds gathered above into great balls of fire.
I think the most interesting question to start with is sex normal.
Is normal defined by what we all think of it, or is it defined by culture or society? Are we talking of the culture as in America? Are we talking the culture at CU?
I think it might be getting at the root of what queer means, because the most cogent definition of queer I ever heard was against normal. Like, if this is normal, then queer is over here against it. It's against the idea of normality, that anything is normal.
It made me really uncomfortable at first. When we didn't define queer for the first 3 weeks of class, I was so uncomfortable. I didn't want to say anything. But then I started to realize that it didn't really matter if we had a set definition.
Couldn't write down, I learned this vocabulary or this, terminology, things like that. But as far as the way I approach things, I think it definitely changed that.
And because of some of the things that I've learned in this class, I think about, well, okay, I could just write a paper, like that's what the professor's gonna expect, but could I perhaps do something different? Could I perhaps queer it in some way, or make it something that is a little bit more me, a little bit more unique?
Trying to approach the subject of writing from a queer perspective has helped me figure out how to be a writing teacher. So in a way, I think working with you, I'm starting to, at the beginning of the semester, I was teaching writing because it was my job, and now I'm starting to realize that I can teach writing because I really love it.
I could not recognize, 'cause you had blood on your face. I had blood in my eyes, but I could swear by your expression that the pain down in your soul